You're listening to KEXP. You can find us at 90.3 FM in Seattle and streaming worldwide at KEXP.org. Don't forget about our free mobile apps as well. Take KEXP with you wherever you go. It's listener-powered KEXP, powered by you, our wonderful listeners. You can check us out at KEXP.org. You make all of these wonderful sessions possible with your support. I'm Cheryl Waters, and I'm here in the KEXP studios with Hannah Jadagu. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here, and your new record out on Sub Pop Records. I was telling you earlier, that makes you family before we even meet.
Absolutely. No, it's so cool having a record out on Sub Pop.
We love that Seattle connection, and I'm so excited to hear your music live. Take it away. It's Hannah Jadagu live on KEXP. You're listening to Hannah Jadagu live on KEXP.
I'm going to play a song called Think Too Much.
We're live here in the KEXP studios with Hannah Jadagu, playing songs from her new EP, What's Going On. It's Hannah Jadagu live on KEXP.
Second strike.
love it. The big ending. What is going on? It's Hannah Jadagu live on KEXP. That's the title of your new EP. Came out last year on Sub Pop. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing those songs with us today. You all sound wonderful, and you are clearly a lover of music. You've cited influences from Phoenix to Snail Mail, SZA, Claro, Rostam, the list goes on, all my favorites. How do you transform these various inspirations into your unique sound?
You know, I think something that I do is I just like to pull from a lot of people like you listed, and, you know, I just play whatever I think sounds cool, and I just make whatever sounds I like to hear and what I like to consume.
And you embarked on some pretty significant changes in, I want to say, just the last year or two. You've moved from Texas to New York, and you started university. You've gone off on your very first tour. Have you channeled these adjustments into your output as an artist, do you think?
Definitely, I would think so. In terms of like moving from Texas to New York, you know, I'm meeting a lot of cool creatives and making a lot of cool different sounds on some upcoming stuff. And yeah, I think wherever you go, you're going to be a product of your environment. So I think I'm definitely taking that in right now.
Well, it sounds like you were clearly a student of music even before you moved to New York and started at NYU and were studying music business. And what was it like to focus your passions in a classroom setting?
It was really cool, and it was very new because when I was in Texas, I wasn't able to take music business courses, and there weren't that many people intrigued by it. And then I went to NYU, and I was learning about, you know, what an A&R does or what it means to do marketing and music or licensing. And, you know, for a long time I was like, maybe I want to be a sync kind of person or a music supervisor. But then I went on tour, so maybe that'll have to wait.
That's a lot to balance. I mean, school, music, touring, no easy task. How do you recenter yourself when life becomes overwhelming for you?
Alone time. I just like to be alone. So anytime it gets to be a lot, I'll be like, hey guys, got to go to my room and just do my thing.
And you mentioned it just a second ago, but it also sounds like you found an incredibly inspiring and creative community in New York, specifically at school. Tell me about that and how that's just been in your life.
Yeah, it's been a really cool change because prior to, like I said, I didn't really, you know, have a community of people that did what I did or like to do things I like to do. But coming to New York, there's so many different people that do so many different things. And, you know, for the What Is Going On art, I had a friend who lived in my same dorm, and she's a studio art major, and she made the art for the album. So just stuff like that, being able to pull from everyone you know is really cool.
It also sounds like your sister and your mother are true sources of inspiration from you, and it sounds a lot like your sister really pushes you. Tell me a little bit about what having that support system's been like for you.
It's been everything. My sister, I was literally just texting her before this session, and, you know, she's being like, you got this, you're going to be great. Growing up, my sister was always my inspiration. She's the one that showed me all the cool music I listen to now, and she also goes to NYU for music business. So, you know, I just kind of follow in her footsteps and then found my own way, but she's my rock for sure.
She must be super proud of you.
Yeah, I think so.
One of the most striking elements of your music is the DIY element. I mean, you really kind of do everything, and you essentially kind of start making a record on your iPhone, which is kind of mind-blowing. Tell me a little bit about the process and how it's evolved.
Yeah, I think originally when I first wanted to make my own music, I was listening to like Steve Lacy, and I found out that he did it on his iPhone using GarageBand, and he had produced for Kendrick and stuff like that. So I just kind of went to Guitar Center, bought one, and then I was listening to like a lot of Japanese house. So from there I was like doing a lot of harmonies and layers, and then, you know, just messing around on my iPhone because that was the way that was easiest for me and cheapest for me, and I made the EP.
I mean, clearly it's working for you. The EP's wonderful.
Thanks.
I mean, how do you feel about wanting to kind of grow and learn more in the music industry and get into a studio perhaps, maybe even work with a producer?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely been talking about that a lot with like the Sub Pop team about how I want to get into a studio and work with a producer and just see how I can elevate the sound from what it already is.
And do you have new songs that you're eager to take into the studio?
Definitely have some new songs that I'm eager to take in there.
I'm excited to hear them one day in the future, not
Thank
too
you.
far off, I hope. And tour,
Yeah.
how's that been going for you?
Tour's been great. We just started last week, and now we're in Seattle, and we have a show tonight, so that's really cool.
That's great. And those Sub Pop folks, they're treating you okay?
Treating me so well. And
All
my
right.
bandmates.
You let me know if they're not.
I will let you know.
I'll have a
Cheryl.
word with them.
I will. Thank you.
It's so wonderful to have you. It's Hannah Jadagu, and thank you so much, all of you, for being here today. Your band sounds wonderful. I want to give a shout out to Garrett and Jacob.
Yes, they're the best.
Well, have a great show. We look forward to seeing you again soon, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to all of our wonderful listeners. You make sessions like this possible. And go to our YouTube channel. Check out all the videos. This one will be there soon. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Get notification every time we launch something wonderful like this session with Hannah Jadagu. Thank you so much for joining us here on KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.